Hey, this is DBO Project. I've been doing a podcast for 3.5 years, talking with so many different people. It's amazing. And 3.5 years, nobody has listened to my podcast. Do you know why? There's the reason. Because they're all right here. I haven't let them out of their cages. All the podcasts, there's 135 of them in here, each lasting from 2 hours to 4 hours to one I did for 7.5 hours in here. And I talked with my mom and I talked with my dad, and then I talked with my brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and friends and all people, and I went to their houses, and went on my motorcycle, and oh boy, and they're all right here. My precious little podcasts are here, and I had nobody. The computer doesn't have them yet. The computer doesn't have them. Something's wrong with me. Something is wrong with me. Oh, I'm afraid of something. I'm afraid. I think I'm afraid of my voice. Do I sound like oh no.
7?
Jesus, 7 times
Maybe
with
four,
Ray.
4 to 7.
47?
No, yeah.
I'll edit this part out because
Four.
it went too far.
4.
But 7 times I
Four.
podcast with him. But you're an anomaly.
Four times.
No, we've done 7.
Have we?
About probably.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I was coming over to your house for 3 weeks in a row once because we were on a project. We were trying to write a movie and basically whittled it down to we just wrote a one-liner, and it took 9 hours and 3 different podcasts to do that. But we got it down. We wrote, instead of writing the perfect movie, that was my idea, I think, starting in. And then 3 weeks later, after basically 9 hours of podcasting, we whittled it down to a good comedy line.
One line that I never used. Yeah.
You still haven't done?
Never done it. What a great podcast.
So good.
Those are 7.
Okay.
Yeah, keep it going.
All right, well, anyways.
Keep me out of it.
Okay, so all right, it's a blast. Too many laughs with you. Anger, we also were angry. I was angry at him.
Yeah.
Ooh, angry.
This is the first time I've been angry.
Yeah.
I gotta tell
Oh
you.
boy. Yeah, you punched the mic. You're terrible.
Punched him. This guy Mike
So-
came over and punched him.
Anyhow, if I'm giving advice to the other person, which I do a bunch, don't I? How much advice have I given you? I mean, like, how great of a person are you these days? All the advice I've given you over those 7 podcasts.
Before the first one, I was a complete mess. After the second one, I was able to leave the house. After the 7th one, I've gotten real good at stuff.
Yeah.
I'm real good.
He's really
I'm
good.
good at stuff.
He's good at stuff.
Talking is
He's
my
so good at stuff now.
Talking's my good thing now.
Thank you for being here, by the way.
You're welcome.
Ray is like my
I'm
help.
good
He's
at
my
it.
motivator,
Good
my
at
life
helping
coach.
introduce. I learned it out through the podcast.
He's taught me how to do this video
I
thing, and
taught him everything I
record it.
learned from him. It's good.
All right, can I tell you my plan?
Just tell them.
I know I'm redoing it. Can I tell you my plan?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to hear it. Sure.
So I've been thinking about this a bunch for like 3 years. After doing over 300 hours of podcasts with different people, well over 100 people, I've learned a lot. I've gone deep. So what I want to use this for is to be a journal, this video journal on my path to actually putting out the podcast that I'd been recording for over 3.5 years. Finally, I go in and I listen and edit the F, or not the F, I don't know, because I haven't heard one yet. Go in and edit the podcast to its most interesting bits. My mission statement: interesting, funny, emotional. If it has something that's basically interesting, it's got to be just interesting. If this actually comes out, if I put this up, man, that's going to be a lot of progress. If this vlog, if this documentary, if this thing, what I just did, if this thing comes out, that's a big step. That's like a giant step for man, one small step for mankind, one giant step
for DBO.
For DBO. Yeah.
Put that light back
One
on.
small step for mankind, one giant step for DBO.